I got this motorhome here paying a visit because the lights inside it are not lasting very long on the leisure battery, so we need to find out why that is. So the first thing you need to do is you need to find your leisure battery, okay, and you need to find out exactly what sort of condition it's in, because in this instance we had to do a bit of searching and found that the leisure battery is actually under the driver's seat, and it's a swivel seat, but it gives you access to it to a certain degree, enough to get a multimeter onto it, and that's what we need to do first. Multimeters are small money in the likes of hardware stores and stuff like that. You don't need to go out and buy an expensive fluke meter like this. You can go and get yourself one of the cheaper ones. It will do just fine for this particular job. You can even use a test light if you're in a real pinch, but I don't think it has the same effect. But what we're going to do now is we're going to find the negative pole of the battery, which is over there, and the positive here. And straight away you can see 10.2 volts on the meter's display. Now 10.2 volts is not enough. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to make sure we have a decent connection. We're going to start the engine, okay? Make sure it's out of gear first. Okay, so we're seeing 13.6 there now, which means that that battery is being charged, okay? So it's only after having a long enough run, all right? Now, to me, that suggests that battery is toast, okay? It's probably been in the van since it's new, and the likelihood is it needs to be replaced. You can only expect to get maybe 6 or 7 years out of a leisure battery, even less if it's constantly been completely discharged, which I would strongly suspect this is. There's good load on that one. So, we know the battery is being charged. You can check your fuses and everything there as well. On this one, they're down here. And there'll also be probably a display inside the camper van or motorhome to show you what the state of charge is of the battery. But in this instance, we have a new battery we're going to put in, and that should see us right. Right, so one thing that's a bit of a pain in the Swiss in this particular motorhome is that, so far as I can tell, you have to take the seat out in order to get at the leisure battery properly. And although you could argue it's not a major ordeal, it's still an ordeal nonetheless. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out this 6 cap head bolts here, and then there's another 6 on the other side. And we'll pop out this whole base with the swivel adapter and everything like that on it, and then that should allow us to get at the leisure battery, and then we can go from there. Okay, I'm going to buzz out the 3 bolts on this side, and then we'll hopefully get the other one out. Now I keep saying it, folks, impact drivers are not expensive anymore, and if you're doing a lot of mechanical work, just go and buy one. You're saving yourself so much hassle by actually having one of these. This one, a full set with the battery and everything, I think it's like 160 quid, and it's one of the more expensive ones. Now the trick with cap head bolts is always make sure that your bit is well seated into the hole. There's a life lesson in that. There's 3 bolts over this side as well, which we need to remove too. So we're going to get these out, and then that should allow us to then take the seat out. Okay, she's loose. So now let's get the seat out of the way. Okay, so now we're able to actually just heel the seat out of the way, okay? But I don't want to go disconnecting any wires if I don't have to. So there's an airbag wire there, okay? And we're actually going to leave that exactly where it is for the moment, and we're going to go and we're going to disconnect. We're going to actually pop out the battery here. So yeah, we need to undo the 2. There's like 2 capped nuts here. There we go. All right, so that gets them out of the way. So now we'll disconnect our battery. Okay, so you're going to need a couple of spanners. Take your posts off, okay? Now be very careful at this point in time that you do not let the positive terminal touch the bodywork of the van, because at the very least you'll blow a fuse, okay? Because what will happen is the bodywork of the van is ground, and the post is positive, obviously. So if you ground it out, you're gonna short things out. Okay, so 13 mil on this side. Take that off, and a 10 mil on this side. That's our 10 mil. That's our negative post. So the positive, I'm going to throw a glove over. That was a clever idea by the owner. Now, okay, so now let's lift out this heavy lump of yoke. Oh. Alright, okay, so there we go. Okay, another big heavy ass battery to go in. Now, this one isn't actually I'm just looking. This one isn't actually a leisure battery, which means it's not supposed to be discharged as much. But at 120 amp hours, I'd say it's probably all right for the purposes of this exercise. So let's go in here. Now, see, the posts are actually what are going to cause a problem there on that. Yeah, that battery might well be a problem. Let's just try and put the seat back in for a second and see if the posts touch. We're bunched, and I'll get. Oh, excuse me. Now, just make sure that they don't. You have to be very careful here now. Can you see there? No, we're miles off. No, that's not going to happen. It's not going to. We've no clearance there. All right. So that battery is not going to fit, unfortunately. Posts are too high. All right. So the situation as it stands now is the local camping supplies place got a visit from the owner of the camper, and he picked up this battery here. Now, it's not a leisure battery, so to speak, but they said that they have used these batteries to good effect. So to be honest with you, it'll do fine. Yeah, you probably won't get as much life, or you definitely won't get as much life out of it, but you're kind of talking like double the price for a leisure battery, and if there's maybe a year and a half shorter lifespan, this one, yeah, I mean, look, let's throw it in and see how we go. So obviously I've seen too many pictures of pillocks who leave the plastic covers on the terminal posts and wonder why their battery's not working. So what you can do is you can actually leave them on until you get it into place, and then pull them off and then pop the terminals on, and then we'll get it all connected up and test it out. One thing I will say, it's a lot lighter than the other battery as well, actually, is something I've noticed. Look, it's not probably going to last as long as the other one. Well, it won't, but we'll give it a go. We'll get our positive on first, and then get our negative on. So at least that way, then when you're tightening up the positive, if you touch the bodywork with the spanner, you're not going to short anything out. That's that. So 13mm spanner on that one, 10mm on the other one. Get them all nipped up. Okay, so now last thing is there is a bracket that goes over the battery, which is this lad here, and it just basically keeps it down. Okay, so inside the motorhome is this little control panel, and you can check your battery voltage by pressing this down, and that gives you a good 12.7 volts, which is perfect, and that shows you the engine battery voltage, okay? And then you also have your disconnect, and you've got that alarm light was on the whole time to say that the battery was actually low. But anyway, we're good to go. Lights are working and everything like that as well, and the little step that comes out there came out and everything. So yeah, that's that job done. Just need to put our seat back in and do up the 6 bolts and get all our panels back into place now, and then that's the job done. So let's line up our bolt holes, get our bolts in, tighten them up, and job is a good one. So yeah, if you as you can see, it's quite a simple little job to do to replace your leisure battery in a motorhome. So if you like this video, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button before you go, and I'll see you in a future video. Thanks for watching.